part.
Okay, we're back on. The schools would be at these sites that would let you be a little more casual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they wouldn't have the school bells and whistles, the standard classrooms. As a matter of fact, I remembered when we first started to move in to a standard classroom up to May Green from the smaller Salvation Armies and the Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
We had some pushback from the students.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're going to be back in the standard classroom. Didn't want to go.
Yeah,
They didn't want to be in desk.
exactly.
So I think
Yeah,
that's
instead of the tables like we had, you know,
Right.
for the most part at the other facilities. Yeah.
so. Yeah, a more casual approach, not friend, but not actual a teacher that's going to send you down to the principal's office.
Yeah.
You had to walk that type of line that would roll back and forth.
Yeah.
basically.
See, the kids, they'd been through all that before. Their traditional school,
Mm-hmm.
you're out of here, or I'm going to call your mom and dad. Well, that, you know, for the most part, you can't always speak in absolutes, but that had been tried. I mean, that these kids had been through the principal's office and sitting in the hall, and their parents called, and an emergency parent-teacher conference. You know, that was, you know, I'm not saying that wasn't still effective with a certain, you know, select group of them or a certain segment, but pretty much those strategies had been, you know, whipped like a dead horse.
Right. And we found out during interviews that some of them didn't have parents at home,
No.
or the parents were so high or so strung out on something that
Yeah.
they were basically not
Yeah,
there.
the apple did not roll
Or
too
not
far
there.
from the tree. Yeah. Yeah.
So those kids were out. So went to a regular classroom, and when the program exploded and got rather large, the court-ordered kids were a small population. Then you had these others that wanted to be there.
Yeah.
That showed up.
Yeah.
You know, I call them the volunteers.
Yeah.
And they also were hard to manage as the court-ordered ones, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm. In a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they, you know, to get back to your point about the lack of, you know, parents at home, or the parents were home but they weren't really at home, and all that. Through your student interviews I got to read in your doctorate thesis, I always knew that for some of them, if not quite a few of them, that we were sort of like surrogate parents, and we tried to be, you know, role model is just, it's another term. It's just used and used and used. But those interviews you did with the students made me realize to what depth